Hello, my name is Jim Hummer from Solver, and today we're going to be looking at version 2, or the second part of our AP report, top 5 by year. Our first version, we showed how we made the report by row and how we put in a top 5 command and how we balance that through Dynamics GP. So now we're going to show how we can put some interactive dates on that, and also we include a graph. So here's our report before. If we want to put a document date that's interactive, what we can do is we can click on our payables transaction. I can actually click into the first row here and do a D's. So click inside the metadata. If I click D's, see how that goes down like that? It goes to all the D's. So if I go to document date, I can take my document date and I can drag and drop that into the report. So I can go into here and I can go into my document date and drag that into my report. I also have my cell, so using the principle of hierarchy, I can use my cell calc, so I could basically calculate what the year. So if I use my formula, which I used in my row in the previous exercise, I can drag and drop that onto the cell. And then I can go ahead and I can right click and then I can go into format. And I could use custom formatting and use 4Ys. That's going to give me a year. And I can do the same thing here on Sol B17. And I do the same thing here, except I do the 365. So basically that looks at a year forward. So if I run this, and I'm going to change this to 2013. It's going to give me document date, and then I'll go to year 2013 there, and 2014. So I can go ahead and move these and left justify and put on here fiscal year. And here I can go fiscal year. And do my left justify here. And I can run these and they will go ahead and show by year. I could put whatever type of other aspect I want, but this is interactive, so whatever year I chose, it's all formula derived. So next we're going to put in our graph, but before they would do that, there was one issue on the previous video we want to resolve. And in this we showed Ace Hardware, and we showed that there was 671327. And that's the balance that's on that vendor. And this is actually into the vendor credit summary. But in reality, if we go into our composer, so once we're in the composer, we pulled in our little query. We did notice that actually this is a different number than what's in Dynamics GP. So why is that? So let's find out. Let's bring in our document type. And we bring in, and our payments are the same, but our invoices is different. And why is that? It's because of posting status. So we actually have a invoice in there for $50 that has been basically put into the system, and it has not been posted yet, so it's in work status. So the GP numbers as a summary do not include the work, and in BI360 they do. So if you do not want them, you have to go into the posting status and filter them out. And you bring the posting status and you can just do history and open. And you can run that. And you can actually put in a total if you want, or you can just re-aggregate them, and that gives you the correct number. So just a little side bit there. That was a different number, kind of showed you that. So let's go back to our report, and we're going to go and make a chart. So here is our report, and I put a little bit of space between there. It's better to do that beforehand, and put a few rows. I'm going to use a little bit of a pie chart, but you have to have a little bit of visualization on where you want to put this and how it's going to look. So I'm going to use insert, and the menus between Excel have changed through the years, as well as charting. Some people think it's got a little harder, but it gives you more flexibility on some things. So this is 2016, and I'm going to actually enter a pie chart, just a 2-3, I guess a 2D one. I'm going to put it on the corner right here, where my fiscal year and my document date, and then do it on the same row, just like that. Actually, I want to bring that up a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to go inside of here, and I'm going to go and select data. And I'm going to go and select data, just go one row below. And the reason you do one row below is as it expands, the chart will expand. Okay, and then I'm going to the series and then edit. In my series name, I'm going to name my formula, which I have for my fiscal year. And then for my series values, I want to use my document amount. So I'm going to go document amount and then one below. Okay. And the reason I want to do one below is so as it expands, it's going to grab those numbers. So I'm going to choose my vendor, and I'm going to not choose my vendor name. I could do either one, whatever I want. And I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to run. And then this one actually did top 10. And actually, that's too large of a data set. So I'm going to go back into my setting here and do a top 5 on both of these. Okay, so this gives me my top 5 vendors. That didn't quite come across the way I want it, so I need to redo that. So I'm going to go back into my settings, and I'm going to edit, and I'm going to go vendor 1 down. So it actually went across versus down. So I'm going to change that. Click OK. And then I'm going to run this. Okay, and then that put in my top 5 vendors. I can also format it. Sometimes it's better to format it when it's in published mode, or actually design mode, run mode, so you can see a little bit better. There are some wizards with this, so I can right click and I can format the chart area and go ahead and format chart. And let's see, what should I do here? Do a little bit of fill. I can put a pattern fill or different colors and so forth. There's also some templates you can use. So I can go here and I can use a template like that. And then if I run that, it's going to give me percentages, and it's going to give me a nice little neat format. So I can see that. And you can double check, see if that works if you want. You can type in here 2015, and you can see, well, 1905, see that it's all interactive. Okay. So that one works fine. So now what I can do is I can copy this and then go down and see how I have this all lined up. So I can go up here, fiscal year, and I can go right there, and then I can paste. And then all I have to do is I have to right click and then go into select data. And so I go and change my data to this year, and then my series values to my other document. And then I go into my vendor, and I can go here to my next vendor. Okay. And then click OK. So now I can run this. and it'll work. And so now I have my interactive vendor, actually interactive graphs. So that works fairly easy to do. I can make different graphs, and graphing can be some complex. There's a lot of things that you can do on the internet to get different techniques and stuff. This is a fairly basic one that looks fairly good. I can also do some other formatting. So I can go here and format an accounting style. And I can go here and get rid of the grid lines. And then once I'm done, I could save by going to Home and then File and just hit the Save button. So here's the final version of the report. I added some logos and some other formatting. And I can go ahead and run this. And I have my interactive report by both fiscal year, by 2014 and 2013. So that completes my version 2 of my AP report for top 5 vendor by year. And thank you very much.